So this first one is from a very stupid account on the YouTube. Boy, oh boy. This is called The Woke Squad. This individual is gonna do some of the good old takedown vids of your SJWs, TikTok SJW gender madness. Okay, so I guess we'll watch this. This is fine. I'm sure this is fine. You guys need a time machine? You guys want to go back to before COVID times? This is what it takes. This is the price you pay. Back to anti-SJW content on YouTube. Yep, that's what it is. A Cornsmanot. Thanks, Logarth. That's the price. Choose wisely.
This is the gender fluid flag. It represents anyone who's gender fluid, like me.
Okay.
In other words, anyone whose gender changes over time. The pink stripe stands for femininity, or feeling like a woman. The white stripe represents lack of gender, or being agender. The purple stripe stands for a combo of masculinity and femininity, as well as androgyny. The black stripe stands for all other genders within the very vast gender spectrum. And this blue stripe at the bottom stands for masculinity, or feeling like a man.
Do you embark on hookups or random one-night stands?
What? Look at me. I'm quite literally in a basement. Here is my bed sheet that I put up over here. Like, what? This is the man that you will see who stands in judgment of you after you die. This is who you see at the gates of heaven or hell. You don't know. You don't know which one you're showing up to, and he will stand in judgment of your gender identity, okay? And he will decide whether or not it was valid the whole time. All right? Yeah. This guy looks like he definitely has like 6 empty Wendy's cups just off camera, like right down here in this quadrant.
You may be a
He's got a brown carpet that he hasn't vacuumed since his dog died.
asexual. Can lesbians use he/him pronouns? Of course they can. And what is the difference between a aromantic and an asexual? In today's video...
Well, what's the difference between aromantic and asexual? Maybe the word. Maybe the word is different? I wonder what does romantic mean? And then what does sexual mean? What does the prefix a typically mean? How could we possibly understand these terms? What? The transition of his was so fast, I half expected a record scratch. I don't know. This guy's not. This isn't an example of someone sending their best. Okay.
Me and this TikTok gender guru will embark on a different mission, teaching you the basics of modern day.
He kind of looks like shitty Haley Joel Osment. You know the grown man who was once a child who saw ghosts. Which is real?
Genders, because if I've learned anything, it's that gender is ever-changing. We'll be looking at some...
Why does he do this every time? He'll be like, genders are changing. Like he's spooked by it. Yes, someone today said they could use he, him pronouns and be lesbian. Are you spooked? Didn't know that, did you? He's doing it like you're a baby in a crib. Who's a good girl? Who's a good boy? You are. This is the POV, I'm your dad. I'm really disappointed I didn't pull out.
Of Zoe's different videos to better educate ourselves regarding gender flags, how many genders there are, and how to describe a non-binary person who's in a relationship. Priorities.
How to describe a non-binary person who's in a relationship.
At the end of the video, we'll be looking at a new term that you should be learning, the terror system, where genders are assigned to parts of the earth. Thrilling! Be sure to like the video and tell me down below which gender you identify as. Who knows, we might just discover a new one. If you're not already, be sure to subscribe. Snuggles!
gender is a universe.
All white people benefit from racism.
The health problems I have are more age-related than weight-related.
You are a white privileged male.
That's just obnoxious.
Peter Lloyd,
Sorry, you have to give me a chance to respond to that.
Is this his intro?
And we don't.
Oh, Jesus. Wow, look at that. Woke squad. It's the woke squad. 100% chance. 100% chance, okay? That if this guy saw this video, he would be like, what's the corn, mate? Like, shut up, you fucking child.
This is the phrasexual
You don't get to talk to me.
flag. It represents everyone who's phrasexual. In other words, those who only experience a sexual attraction for people that they are not in a close emotional bond with. And they lose that attraction as they get to know the person. The blue and cyan stripes stand for strangers or acquaintances. The white stripe stands for lack of attraction. And the gray stripe at the bottom stands for any confusion about your sexual attraction. Actually,
Okay. I don't understand.
Well, in a
Yes. He does production he does put production value in it, I guess, sort of. In like a very simple way.
article by Well and Good called I Prefer Having Sex with People I Don't Know Well. Here's how my partner and I are making it work. The article gives us steps to find out if we, the reader, are phrasexual. Step number 1. Reflect, and reflect some more. Step number 2. Consider how you felt while reading this article. Confused. Step number 3. Do internal work to unpack feelings of shame.
Is he not going to talk about the actual like the point? Like I've never heard anyone say that they were phrasexual ever. But even so, it doesn't make it invalid if that's how you want to. If that's how you describe yourself, cool, dude. Who fucking cares, dude? Like, are you not gonna read these things? Are you just gonna Jordan Peterson this? Is that how people read Jordan Peterson's book? They're like, sit up straight. Oh shit, that's really good advice, bro. Clean up your room. Fuck, my life has changed. And then didn't read any of the other stuff. Because this is just like that. Like, this person is literally like, hey, just double check. Make sure that that's what you got going on. Reflect. Start by thinking about how your interest in people sexually has ebbed and flowed. Don't limit your thoughts to just people who you've had sex with, but rather consider anyone you felt sexually attracted to at some point. There you go. Make sure that you're validly assigning your sexuality properly. Consider how you felt when reading this article. As soon as I read the definition of phrase sexuality, I felt an enormous wave of relief rush over me, says V, the learning empowered her to embrace ebb and flow she experiences in her sexual feelings and understand that other people's experiences the same, which provided a sense of support and community. I got a tickle in my throat, chat. A tickle. Just got a haircut. Worried it's a hair. Worried it's a hair deep within my holes. Quill of Numenor, thanks for the 7 months. Thanks for the 7 months, dude. Yeah. Where's number 3? There you are. Maybe I'll hold on. Let me try something. There you go. UK is still Turf Island. Oh, for sure. In our society, there's lots of shame associated with casual sex. True. Sex with strangers or sex outside of committed relationships with the intention of building emotional closeness. True. But those activities are vital for someone who is phrasexual to feel fully expressed, says V, if you are or think you could be phrasexual. She says it's important to acknowledge that you may have internalized sex negative message about casual and anonymous sex. Cool. As long as you're being safe, no one gives a shit. Introspect of the importance of sex in your life. In theory, someone who's phrasexual can be happy in any kind of relationship style. It ultimately comes down to how important sex with someone they're sexually interested is to them. If someone's phrasexual places a low value on sex, they can absolutely be in a happy monogamous relationship. Someone who places a higher value on new sexual experiences like V may be better suited in a non-monogamous relationship. True.
on the importance of sex in your life. Step number 5. If you have a partner, talk to them.
Why is he's just mockingly saying words? To get the conversation going, consider sending them this article or saying something like, I recently discovered an orientation called free sexuality, and after learning more about it, I think the reason I have been interested in sex recently is because, or I haven't been interested in sex because I'm free sexual. Can I send you the article so we can talk about what this means for us? Sure.
I have an alternate term for people who describe themselves as frasexual.
Oh, is he going to say something like slut? Because that's not what this means. But he's probably going to. Something like that, right? It's going to be like on that line, right? Yeah. He's definitely just going to say that.
It's a 3-letter word that's used to describe a gardening tool, which is used...
Oh, a hoe. It's the same thing. So... Okay, so now it's just you're just a hoe. Okay, all right. Of course he would think that that's what this is saying. All right. It literally said in the beginning, like, it doesn't mean you want to have sex a lot of the time. It just means that your sexual attraction is limited to people that you don't really know that much, which is interesting.
To clear soil and remove weeds.
Wow, he's so fucking like charming. Holy shit, dude.
You can sleep with however many people you want, but there is no need to assign a gender to it to make yourself feel better.
That wasn't a gender. And why does he keep doing this? Why does he keep... Is he spooked? Is there a ghost on the other side of the camera? Is this man haunted? Is this just a cry for help? What is happening here? I need to know. That wasn't a gender. Hooking up equals a gender? That was a sexuality. What are you talking about? And it wasn't about hooking up. Okay, wow. This article is kind of poorly written. You aren't interested in sex because you're frasexual. Frasexual sexuality describes your lack of interest. Well, I don't know. I didn't read the article. I just read those bullet points. It only seems to real interactions with women is calling them slurs in their DMs. Maybe. You said the wrong there, and it fucked me up really bad. THEIR is the possessive there. You're welcome. You're welcome. It really fucked me up. I think his eyebrows are going to escape. I don't know what's going on. There's a spooky ghost in here. Spooky ghost.
The previous article even told us to unpack negative feelings we may have regarding sex and sexual encounters.
Oh, there it was again.
And that's obviously not the case if you choose to label yourself as frasexual.
Again, he's just spooked. He's the spookiest. Oh, huh? I guess I'll just say this. With my British accent, looking like fucking Haley Joel Osment. He's Haley Joel Osment in the movie Sixth Sense, but he's got the hairline. He's got the face of 6-year-old Haley Joel Osment and the hairline of 35-year-old Haley Joel Osment. It's incredible. It's great. Which is why he's so spooked by the ghosts.
This is the demisexual flag. It represents all demisexual people, aka those who cannot form a sexual attraction to someone unless they have a close emotional bond with them. It's very similar to the asexual flag because demisexuality is within the asexual spectrum. The black triangle represents asexuality, the top white stripe represents sexuality, the middle purple stripe represents community, and the bottom gray stripe represents demisexuality and its place within the asexual spectrum.
Okay, seems pretty simple. Sylvnall, thanks for following. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna mock probably all the things that he doesn't understand because he just doesn't know.
This is the demigirl flag. It represents everyone who's a demigirl. In other words, those who feel partially connected to womanhood, but not all the time. The 2 gray stripes represent the gray areas of this gender because demigirls partially relate to the binary gender of womanhood and partially not. The pink stripe stands for the typical color of womanhood and femininity, and the white stripe stands for neutral or shifting genders. This is the demi-boy flag.
This is just informative, sort of fun, short TikToks. That's it. There you go. These are very helpful and so far very accurate. For the record, if anyone was actually confused about these are very accurate so far.
It represents everyone who's a demi-boy. In other words, those who feel partially connected to manhood, but not all the time. The 2 gray stripes represent the gray areas of this gender, because demi-boys partially relate to the binary gender of man, and partially not. The blue stripe stands for the typical color of masculinity and manhood, and the white stripe stands for neutral or shifting genders.
Well, regarding demi-boy, demi-girl, and demisexuality, Psychology Today tells us that...
Well, okay, well... Just because it said demi didn't mean that the first one was a gender. Okay, leave it to anti-intellectualist conservatives to make fun of educational content. I know, right? This is just pretty chill content.
Varied categories for all things sex, love, and gender will continue to be defined as we realize that our preferences and expressions are as unique as fingerprints.
That's true. Again, what is... Like, so... Is his opinion that these are stupid for a reason? Like I actually want to know what this guy's opinions are, right? You know what I mean? Like if I had a conversation with him, he'd be exposed in what, 10 minutes? As just being like, I don't know. I just make anti-SJW content. I don't really have an opinion. You know what I mean? Because he's just a fucking dumbass. All right.
I've therefore decided to include my own flag in this video called the Flag of Inclusivity for those who identify as inclusive gender. The black stripe represents...
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. It's an attack helicopter joke. It's an attack helicopter.
It's the void and feeling of no gender. The dark grey represents...
Is he going to go through this whole thing? Is he going to go through this whole flag? Wow, he really fucking is. This guy spent so much time on this. Oh my god, dude. Alright.
The feeling of belonging to a specific gender, but you're not sure which gender that is. The light grey represents an even stronger feeling of belonging to a certain gender without specifically knowing what gender that is. The light pink stands for femininity and feeling woman-aligned. The darker pink stripe represents community and a feeling of belonging. The faded blue stripe represents a distant feeling of belonging to manhood or male-aligned genders. The light blue stripe represents that bubbly feeling when you found a new gender that you may identify with. The dark blue stripe represents any concerns you may have about belonging to a new gender you've just discovered. The light green stripe...
Is he actually going to go down all the way? Because it didn't seem like he was going to go down all the way. Oh yeah, no, he does the whole thing. Okay, 2013 called. He can keep the joke out of the dumpster. It was tired and overplayed. I mean, it's just, this is so sad, dude. This is just fucking sad, dude.
Represents aromantics and the asexual spectrum with regards to demisexuality and bigenderism. The swampy green stripe, I just added it in for fun. The yellow stripe represents air-gendered people. The orange stripe represents happiness and inclusivity. The red stripe represents amazement and the LGBT community as a whole. The faded blue stripe represents uncertainty regarding inclusion within the LGBT community. The vibrant pink stripe represents femininity, but is more feminine than the other pink stripes because I said so. The peach stripe represents the willingness to learn about new genders. The faded yellow stripe represents the feelings of belonging to an asexual gender.
Don't call it faded yellow. That's beige. That's the color of your khakis.
Or a gender within the asexual spectrum. The solid blue stripe represents manhood and masculinity or feeling masculine aligned. The white stripe represents bigenders, those who are on the fence between all 76 genders. Who knows? The final green stripe represents those who may identify as Shrek gender. Get out of my swamp! The circle
okay.
in the middle of the flag has two meanings. The first semicircle is coloured a light blue and white, representing those who are demi-boys. The other circle is coloured with a pink and white, representing demi-girls.
Okay.
As you can see, the circle is cut in two, meaning there is a difference between two genders. But these two genders are included on the flag of inclusivity with all the other genders, meaning that you could be a demi-boy or a demi-girl, or you could be a demi-boy, demi-gender, or demi-girl, demi-gender. The black triangles on either side of the flag represent void gender, or those who don't identify with any of the genders included on the flag, but are included nevertheless on the flag.
Okay. So that was this guy doing his best to I guess alienate people with atypical gender expressions or genders. Instead, he just wasted probably way too much time on Photoshop and way too much time editing this and way too much time thinking about the fake genders that he could add to this bit. He has spent, and I'm going to stand by this. I think chuds like this loser, like old Haley Joel Osment, I think they spend more time thinking about gender than you do. when you have like gender issues going on. When you're like, oh man, my dysphoria really sucks today. I feel like this guy thinks about you and your gender more than you do when you're on your worst day, when it's like dominating your thoughts. Meaty, thanks for the 5 months. The only void is the one between his ears. Like, it's so weird.
Thanks to the rise of TikTok and social media usage among young people,
Spooked?
coupled with the never-ending need for political correctness, which I fully support being inclusive gender, Zoe Stoller's TikTok audience jumped at the chance to send questions to their favourite gender guru about the major issues facing today's society: rising house prices, how to properly fill out your tax forms, medical expenses in modern-day America, censorship by big tech, and obviously how the current administration plans on handling the illness that's currently gripping the globe. No, just kidding.
Okay.
Yes, if you are gender fluid, then you are definitely part of the trans community as long as you want to be. I'm gender fluid too, and while I don't usually outright say I'm trans, I definitely consider myself part of the trans community. Yes, feeling masculine
Yeah, that's accurate.
on some days and feminine on others can definitely be gender fluid, but it could also be a lot of other genders like genderqueer, non-binary, bigender. There's so many different labels, and whatever you choose is completely up to you. Yes, lesbians can definitely be attracted to people who use they-them pronouns, because pronouns don't necessarily reflect gender. And also non-binary lesbians are a thing, myself included, woo! I use she-they pronouns, and many other lesbians have been attracted to me.
Ooh, that was a bit of a flex. Bit of a flex, I gotta say. Many lesbians have been attracted to me. Just tossing that out there. No big deal. You know. No big deal, you know. It's not a weird flex. No. It was a regular flex.
Well, here's a big PSA. Non-binary lesbians exist, and they don't have to identify as trixic. Trixic usually means non-binary people attracted to women. Not every person relates to the word trixic, just like not every person relates to the word non-binary. Everyone gets to choose what works for them. First of all, thank you.
Again, this is just like really like affirming, kind, very quippy and easy to digest answers about things that people are pretty much confused about for the most part when they're not part of the conversation. What does sapphic mean? Also, I love you. Well, that's nice. This is nice. This doesn't seem like bad, right? I don't know how you could take issue with this. You could just be confused, but you know what you should do if you're confused? Why don't you toss a question their way, huh? I don't know. Maybe you should.
So much is so sweet of you. And second, sapphic means a woman or feminine.
By the way, this is Sam. Wait, no, that was Sam Norley's. Where's the TikTok
Line person who is attracted to other women or feminine people. But sapphic people can also be attracted to other genders as well. Okay. The word is based off of Sappho, who was an ancient Greek lesbian poet.
If you're still confused about the difference between the terms sapphic and lesbian, this Reddit post has you covered. What's the difference between the terms sapphic and lesbian?
Oh boy. Well, I have a low-grade fever, so I'm dead. Well, there you go. That's how death works.
I see a lot of people requesting sapphic novels in the Suggest Me a Book sub. How do people know when to use sapphic versus lesbian? From the way we, my support group and friend group, use it, lesbian means women who love other women. Sapphic, however, means women or non-binaries who love other women. Also bi and pan. Yes, of course!
This is the omnisexual flag. It stands...
Wait, how does he not... How did he not get that? Okay. Oh, that was pretty simple.
For everybody who's omnisexual. In other words, people who are attracted to all genders. The pink stripe stands for attraction to femininity in its various forms. The black stripe stands for attraction to any and all non-binary genders. The blue stripes are attraction to masculinity. This is the pansexual flag. It represents all pansexual people, aka people who can fall in love with anybody regardless of their gender. The pink stripe stands for women. The yellow stripe stands for non-binary genders. And the blue stripe at the bottom stands for men.
Well, regarding omnisexuals, the LGBT Wiki tells us that omnisexual is an orientation defined as the sexual attraction to all genders, though gender often still plays a role in one's attraction. Some people who identify as omnisexual may have a preference to which gender they feel most attracted to. For others, they may be equally attracted to all genders, but they may feel the act of being attracted to one gender feels different than the act of being attracted to another gender.
This is just a straight not understanding how people's attraction works. He's like, I just like titties! Yeah, me too, bro. Me too, dude. I get it. I get that part. But how do you not like when you're a straight, okay? This only goes for straights. Or I guess anybody else who only has attraction to like one thing, really. But mostly it's the straights. How do you not understand how maybe your attraction could shift between like things? Because your attraction shifts between things. Not having attraction to something is your attraction shifting, right? So if you're not attracted to a manly man with a big hog and like chest hair and a big beard and he's got a lumberjack, he's really nice, but you're just not really into him sexually. That is an aspect of your attraction, and it manifests differently than a feminine woman that you find attractive, right? So like how do you not understand how someone could be attracted differently to different things, different people, different types of genders, etc.? How do you not understand? I don't know. Like why not just like for 2 seconds try to assess your own thing. You're not only attracted to, in my case, I'm not only attracted to women, I'm also unattracted to masculinity, right? Like it's another aspect of straightness. It's what means the straight, right? Like I don't know. How do you not understand this conversation? Seems weird.
They might also find certain traits only attractive in certain genders.
Okay.
Regarding the difference between omnisexuality and pansexuality, the article then tells us that pansexuality and omnisexuality are very similar, as they both involve the attraction to all genders. However, one can make a distinction between them if they wish. For pansexual people, they do not feel any internal difference between genders.
Seems pretty honest. Hot nails, Jake. Hey, thank you. I'm not really a fan of having stuff on my nails, but that's what they are. Pan, ass is ass. Omni, ass is ass, but NB hits different. Kind of. It can be. But it could also be guy ass hits different. Or whatever. You know what I mean? Or ass is ass, but the different genders hit different. You know what I'm saying?
Omnisexual people are also attracted to all genders, much like pansexuals, but omnisexuals tend to feel a difference between genders. This can manifest itself as a preference for certain genders, though omnisexuals do not have a preference. Omnisexual people may also feel as though the act of being attracted to certain genders feels different from being attracted to other genders. They might also find certain traits only attractive in certain genders.
All of that makes super sense. I don't know how you couldn't understand this.
I hope that clears things up.
It did. It actually did. I mean, like, literally it does. This is just based in ignorance. His commentary is basically like, and I read that all and didn't actually listen the whole time. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice that I could just do that from time to time? Like, just pay attention to the words.
Terms you should be learning.
All right, buddy.
The Terra System.
I don't know if I'm ever going to watch this guy again. He is really bad.
The Terra System is a gender system for people who feel like their gender is, or is best described as, features and aspects of the Earth, or their gender is influenced by features and aspects of the Earth. These genders are considered xenogenders. This is similar but different from solidogender and terragender.
Ever heard of this in your life? If you're non-binary, you're invalid because terragenders exist? Like, what? Who gives a shit if this person wants to... I don't care. Do you think that a person that says that their gender is best described by an aspect of the Earth, like a mountain, like, do you think that that's like really like a big deal? Like, who gives a shit? I don't care. I do not give a shit. Fuck mountain. That's actually hey. Don't steal from me, okay?
Gender. Here are some terms to help you. Terrenic, A term for people who feel like their gender is, or is best described as features and aspects of the earth. Colin gender, a gender that feels like a hill or hills. Montahan gender.
I've never heard anyone say this. This dude is just upset because he has to learn new stuff, I guess.
A gender that feels like a mountain. Minera gender.
So far, not a fan of smug dollar store off-brand Stewie Griffin here.
A gender that feels like a mineral. Valagender, a gender that feels like a valley. Lapigender, a gender that feels like a stone. Terrafluid, a gender that fluctuates between 2 or more genders in the Terra system. Terraflux, a gender from the Terra system that flux.
All right, do we have to listen to him read this? Is that it? Is that the whole thing?
Enjoyed this video, then why not watch my previous?
Yeah, I'm good without listening to him talk about that anymore. Look, hey, if you feel like your gender is a fucking mountain, bro, that affects me zero. Is it weird? Probably. If you explained it to me and asked me to call you, I don't know, what would a mountain pronoun be even? Whatever your pronouns are, I'm fine with that. I don't care. Even if it's mountain shit. I don't care. It's honestly, the idea that you're going to forever identify as like a mountain person seems unlikely to me, and it seems like probably you just don't have the language available to you to describe something like a human person is more likely to understand and experience. That said, if you never come around to understanding your sexuality or your gender in a way that isn't related to the earth and its features, I don't give a shit. Live your best life, bro. I do not care. It's probably fine. It also sounds a little bit like you're a witch, but I you know, it's 2021. Let people be witches, goddammit. WandaVision was very successful.